is once I stand in my truth, once I embrace all of who I am, then it really doesn't matter what other people think about me, because I am living my whole self.
Can you introduce yourself for the camera?
Yes, I'm E. Patrick Johnson, and I am a professor of performance studies at Northwestern University.
Great, thanks for coming today.
Great to be here. Sweet Tea is based on my book, Sweet Tea, Black Gay Men of the South and Oral History, which was published in 2008, and it's a collection of oral histories from black gay men who were born and raised in the South. This piece in particular was important because of the content. We don't hear a lot about sexuality in the South in general, and we certainly don't hear a lot about homosexuality in the African American community in the South. One of the things that I hear often about the book and the performance is, you know, it was so great to have my own story affirmed, because I thought I was the only one who had been through that. And so that's part of why it's so meaningful for me to have the book and to have the performance, because I think it really affirms people and who they are, their identity. There's a 70-year history that the show chronicles and that the book chronicles. And so I think it's really important to know that we've been around for a long time and a part of the community, a larger community.
Can you tell us maybe an example from a character, like maybe the youngest character?
Sure.
Tell us.
Yeah, so one of the youngest characters is Stephen, and his story is really fascinating, compelling, because he, at a very early age, is picked on for being gay, or I should say for being effeminate. And his mother tells him, you know, don't grow up to be gay. And in order to not be picked on, he starts looking at other little boys who are considered normal and starts trying to act more masculine, and really hides his sexuality, hides it so well that when he finally gets to college, no one believes him when he tells them that they're gay. But in high school, the pressure for him is so much to conform to, you know, normative notions of masculinity that he feels like he should have a girlfriend and that he should have sex. And the first time he has sex, he gets his girlfriend pregnant. And in the story that he tells about that, he says, you know, although I love my son and he's someone who motivates me, when I look back at that time in my life, I ended up fathering a child because I was running away from who I was. Mm-hmm. And it's a really powerful story because it sort of brings to the fore the pressure that young people are under to conform to social norms about what it means to be a man or what it means to be a woman. And many times being gay is not a part of that. You're seen as abnormal. But what I love about his story is that he goes through that experience, but he comes out on the other side as a whole person. He comes to a realization that being gay is not an abomination, that it's not something that he should be ashamed of, and he starts to embrace that and really flourishes. And so he ends up graduating from college. He talks about reading Mahatma Gandhi and how, you know, being different was not necessarily a minus but a plus, and how someone like Mahatma Gandhi, who wasn't Christian and who wasn't black, did all these wonderful things. And so he started to think to himself, well, if someone like Mahatma Gandhi, who is of another culture, another religion, can do all these wonderful things, and why am I beating myself up, about being gay and Christian? And so it gets him to the point where he realizes that God loves him because God made him the way he is. So I think it was college that really helped him work through a lot of those issues, because when he was in high school and just around his family and people in his community, he didn't see another way, and hadn't read about all of these other people. So I think that was, a part of his process was being exposed to a different way of seeing life.
Sparking conversations. Is there other things you hope to leave people with?
I hope that here in Chicago that the play actually does a number of things. One, that it gives people a glimpse into Southern life, that it exposes them to these men's stories in a way that's profound and provocative. And third, that it demonstrates our humanity, that through these men's differences as black, gay Southerners, that the themes of their stories ring true for all of us. We all have family struggles. We all have been bullied at some point in our life. We all have, these personal dramas, but hopefully we come through the other side as whole people.